Hello everybody, we are the Sunday League Pundits. Welcome back to a new video in the series preview of FIFA. I know it's been a while since we last uploaded the Barca versus Atletico, I guess, but we are back with the big one. It's the Manchester Derby.
So both United and City enters this fixture after a mixed bag of performances in the Champions League. United played a must-win game against Leipzig in order to qualify for the round of 16 of the Champions League, but they ended up losing 3-2. Whereas City played a dead rubber against Marseille, which they convincingly won and see themselves in the knockout stages again.
I think being a United fan is a bit of a roller coaster ride, in my opinion. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, I could definitely say that. I mean, after 4 games, United were 9 points cruising in the group, and they needed 1 point to qualify. United have lost both their finishers, and now they're out of the Champions League. So it's a roller coaster ride. Anyways, we are here to talk about the Manchester Derby, not the Champions League. So, in your opinion, how many United players start in the City 11?
I think our right back, Wan-Bissaka could start over Cancelo right now because seeing his defensive output is better than Cancelo.
Is Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker. I think Kyle Walker is not. Kyle Walker has been really not performing up to par since last season. I think so. I think Wan-Bissaka starts over him as well as Bruno, our main man, our talisman. He starts in the City midfield as well. But apart from that, I think you can't really make a case for anybody else, barring Rashford, who is also in good form. So I think 3 players I see them starting over in the mixed lineup.
I think Bruno obviously walks into any team right now at the moment. The form he is in, and I think except a couple of penalties that Kyle Walker has given away, I think he has been pretty solid this season, and I think he's playing really well. So I won't go for Wan-Bissaka over Kyle Walker, especially this season. And I could make a case for Alex Telles because Cancelo is not a natural right back, and Zinchenko and Mendy are obviously not convinced. So I think Alex Telles gets the start, and I will I will make a case for Rashford because this kind of finishing by Raheem Sterling, like he showed just now. So those 3 players, in my opinion. It's been a pretty average week for United. They're out of the Champions League and pressure is back on Ole.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're never away from pressure being back on Ole, unfortunately, because in the league we saw we were hitting some form. We won 4 matches in a row, so we thought, now we have getting some sort of consistency because our whole season has been a roller coaster. We really don't know what to expect, and I think the marker of Ole's reign is going to be 2 years in a couple of weeks since he took over as United manager. So I think the marker of his reign has been that he's been plagued by that inevitable blip which we get. I think we pick some sort of form up. Like even last season we picked up some form. We had around a 20 match unbeaten run, and we lost to Chelsea in a very unconvincing fashion in the FA Cup semi-final, where we thought it really begged the question: were we actually in any sort of momentum? Because the way we lost that fixture was we were playing. We really didn't know what to do. So we didn't really seem like a team who are on a good run of form. Even this season as well. So that inevitable, we can play 4 or 5 matches well, and then you never know what to expect with the club. And I think that is something which has been a constant issue for us under Ole. And if Ole wants to stay in a job, I think 2 years gives you a sufficient amount of time to judge a manager how well he's done. So I think in order for him to continue, he really has to be consistent in terms of his results as well as his squad as well, because his starting 11 is also not nailed on, which is a big issue.
City had a smooth sail in the Champions League. Obviously, they got an easy group like every year. For the past couple of years, I didn't really see City facing a big team in the Champions League, especially in the group stage. And in the Premier League, last weekend was the first week that they got back-to-back wins. So and without Aguero, they have been struggling for goals. Aguero is back now. And what do you think? What difference he make to the City team?
I think you can't really stress enough on how important Aguero is for the team. I think he's that talisman they need in terms of getting goals. He's always consistent, and I think Jesus is too young to burden with the shoulder, pressure of being the leading man. And I think Aguero really just takes that pressure so well, and he always performs in the big games. He's a big game player. So I think Aguero not being there for City was a huge loss. And they've also lost out on David Silva, as we discussed in the first preview of FIFA episode. And David Silva has been a very underestimated loss, because we thought like Kompany is somebody who you can really see that, you know, he was a leading figure, he was the captain, so it's really easy to measure the amount, like the loss that a figure like Kompany when he goes. But Silva was also a player who was really, you know, like the perfect cog in the system of like the Pep play that Pep played, and nobody really has taken over his range. We expect Phil Foden to do that, but I think Phil Foden is just 20, so you can't really expect him to, you know, just hit the ground running as soon as we people expect.
So yeah, I think you are right there. Silva's loss has been underestimated by everyone, and you can see how Real Sociedad have changed their fortune since Silva has arrived. And the signing of Ruben Dias, I think he has provided more metal in the backline. I think John Stones was never convincing for Man City, and Fernandinho was a makeshift role in the defense last season. So I think Ruben Dias will be a solid player for City. But do you think they have overpaid for him?
I think you can't really say when City overpay or not, because the base price they always bid is around 50 million, so you can't really say they overpaid or not. I think 50 million is
the base price for a defender is
yeah. So I think in fact Ruben Dias has been solid. I think there was a stat where he's one of the best passing defenders in Europe. I think he's one in the top 5 of defenders in terms of pass completion. So he's a very efficient addition to Pep's style of play. Like, he wants a ball playing centre back, and Diaz just does that. So I think he's been a good addition, but it remains to be seen like throughout the season how effective that 65 million investment has really been.
What's your take on the weekend? I think who's gonna win? What's your prediction?
I think going on the recent form, you'll back City to win, but in the Premier League, I think United have been strong, and I hope that they can turn their fortunes in the home at Old Trafford, because our away form has.
That Rooney goal was enough for the 3 points. Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero.
It's been great, whereas our form at home has been really dismal, to say the least. So I think United can get a fixture, and as you said, whenever the pressure is on Ole, he really does, my job's on the line, guys. That gets the dressing room going. So I think that can really we can edge this fixture, but I think this can be a draw as well. I think it's got a draw written over it as well.
In my opinion, the team that scores first win the derby, because if City score first, United have to come out and play, and that's not really United's strength. And if United get the lead, they're gonna sit back, hit City on the counter, and like they won the last derby and the last at the Etihad. So I think the team that scores first wins the derby, and if I had to predict a scoreline, I would go for a draw.
I think I'll disagree with the one point that if we concede first, we'll not, because in all our fixtures, recent wins, we've conceded first, and then we realize that we have to get a result.
That's the problem with United. I mean, they have been conceding the goals first, but in the derby, I think the team that scores first wins it.
I think both of us are going for a draw. That wraps up our video, guys. I hope you liked the third episode in the preview of FIFA series, and you're enjoying the series overall. If you have any suggestions for any improvements we should make in the series, or anything you want us to add, please comment them down below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more of the same content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.